Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hello, being healthy is a very beautiful thing, but if you are not healthy, everything else, it's useless. So try to be healthy your own way. This is Healthy Living. My name is Nana Akusia Boache. Healthy living, it's all about getting more from life. Let's go for this quick break. We'll be right back.
Yanum ene yemamwaha bia wo bia se yanyumren so e mawadwo Hope TV Ghana ena yesu ye framu yi se sei emprempre ye nyame adom dwumadie no ya hyase koso etumpon me wa rehwemu se munya muhunu dwumadie no sane ane ni disosity ene me da kwanhwefo asafo ya paw se ye de edai esi ho edi agigin toboa edi aboa ama Hope TV dwumadie no atimi akoso munim sa sorry ye nyina so ne ye nida so ne ye bribia ne se Yesu Kristo oba bio na enche na waba kwan biara e be fa so a ye be kan nsempa no edi akira foforo ama omo asakra na omo de omo ho ama asiesie nyina ye ho ama Yesu Kristo maye no eno nti na Yesu afra mu nyina asafoma se emprempre ye munya ne amobetumi bia na wo biara kakra biara wo de beboa ama Hope TV dwumadie no atimi atumpon na konkan yesrew faboa ebra mpanimfo e de ahye no se yagigi ntoboa e de aboa sa Hope TV dwumadie bo hu modene biara na fa hu wura mo bi ebia wo ntimi nkoba bi enko cancer mpa no but ye won krofo a yesoma wo amu akro nti bra wo mo no ekro no ehia se beti omo kasika ye beye we na fe Hope TV dwumadie no so ye betimi di aboa ama akanse mpa no akire wiase nyina edurumra ese wo bo a ye wo fam de no kware mu onyame be hyira wo ebe wie yie eda mo ase.
Welcome back from the break. If you just joined me, this is Healthy Living with me, Nana Akusia Boache. Today we are discussing the topic food allergy. Last week we just studied in general what allergy is, but today we are going on the other aspect when it comes to food. But before then, let's watch this.
Today's topic on healthy living is food allergy. Food allergy is normally known as certain foods that triggers an abnormal immune response in the body. Certain foods which are common to most people are peanuts, tree nuts, seafoods, fruits, and many more. Mostly, reactions from these foods are not pleasant. So stay tuned as we dig deeper into this topic as to how we can handle food allergy.
Okay, so I think we have gotten an idea of what food allergy is, but then there's more to it that we have to know about. So today I have with me here a dietitian who has the masters when it comes to diet, and she's working at 37 Military Hospital, and she's a person of Miss Florence Eto. Hello.
Hello, Akusia.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well as well. With a smile on your face, I could see that the weekend was a bit okay.
The weekend was good.
And how was the day?
Okay.
Quite okay. The response good, like it's been stressful.
Yeah, but it was okay.
Yeah, we thank God for life. That's the most important thing. Okay, so today we're discussing food allergy.
Yes.
And then we've made people know a little bit about what we're going to discuss. Okay. But what at all is food allergy?
Okay. Thank you. Food allergies are any unusual response that the body puts up in response to a particular food or a substance in the food. So our bodies have immune system that helps us to fight infections and dangers to our health. So a food allergy will occur, an allergic reaction will occur when your immune system fights a food you have consumed or a component of the food. That means that in the process of digestion, as the food changes to different states in your system, a particular component would be identified by your body as a danger. Then your body begins to fight with it, and then you experience it in many forms in your body, and we call that food allergy.
Okay, so most of us know of certain foods that we take and we react to it as in the form of allergy. But what are some common foods, aside maybe the normal ones we know, what other common foods that one can react to?
Okay, actually, every food can cause food allergy, any food at all. But like you are saying, there are certain foods that are more common that cause food allergy more than others. So, top of the list is egg. For everyone, both children and adults, eggs cause a lot of allergies. Then there's milk. Then there's soy and soy products. And there's wheat. Then there's fish and shellfish. And then there are some nuts. So mostly these 6 food items cause more food allergies than other foods, even though every food can cause food allergies.
Okay, so what can I say, or how can I tell that I'm reacting or I have allergies and I should take in something? Okay,
so food allergy, the reaction can occur from immediately the food goes into your system to between 2 to 6 hours after the food has gone into your system. I mentioned earlier that the allergic reaction can be to the food itself. So in that case, as soon as you put it in your mouth, the reaction starts. Or it can be to a component of the food. So while the food is digesting, then the reactions are. So immediately from the time you put the food in your mouth, your tongue can begin itching, your mouth will swell, you feel difficulty swallowing, your throat is swelling, or after you have eaten, some hours after you have eaten the food, your stomach becomes bloated, you experience diarrhea or abdominal cramps, pain. Sometimes too, you experience skin reactions, so your skin, you are itching, there's a rash suddenly on your body, or you can even experience difficulty in breathing, dizziness, uneasiness, general body weakness. Food allergy, the reaction expresses itself in different forms, and it affects almost every part of the body. So from your skin to respiration to your heart, there can be shock even in severe cases. Yes, to your digestive system, so the diarrhea or the vomiting, and then general body weakness.
So we know of the body reaction as to seeing some rashes or other things, but I made mention of bloated tummy and sore throat. So does it mean anytime somebody should have a sore throat after eating something, it's allergy?
An allergic reaction. It may not be, so it is not 100%, but there are it is more than 50% that you are reacting to something you have eaten. When suddenly after eating you have itchy mouth and throat, you feel that your throat has become heavier or thicker, difficulty in swallowing. Yes, it is likely a reaction to something you have eaten.
And the bloating of tummy, doesn't it look like, you know, some food like beans? Sometimes when you take beans, you feel this bloating of tummy, which is usually happens. Is it that is an allergy that we don't know about?
For beans in particular, there are parts of the beans, the food itself, that generates gas during the process of digestion. So if you don't prepare your beans well and you consume it, in the natural process of digestion, that gas or bloating will come. So for beans, it can be the normal digestion process, and then it can also be an allergic reaction. Yes.
Okay, so you said between a couple of hours, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours.
Yes.
What if I go to sleep? I took it maybe around 6. I go to bed, but woke up in the morning with that on my skin.
Okay. So you ate something and then you went to bed, you woke up with a rash on your skin.
Yes, on your skin.
Exactly. It is likely you are reacting to the last thing you ate before going to bed.
Okay.
However, even though food allergies can express themselves in all these ways, we have to eliminate everything else. So if you went to bed on a new sheet, or you sprayed your room before you went to bed, and then you had also just eaten something different or something new, we don't know whether it is the sheets that is causing the rashes. Or something. So we have to eliminate everything else and be sure that it is the food. Then we can say you are allergic to a particular food.
Okay.
Yes.
So then how is it diagnosed?
Okay. Before we can say that you are allergic to a particular food, a doctor has to do the diagnosis. So you report to the hospital that every time I eat this particular food, I experience this and that. The doctor will ask you a series of questions which would include what you have eaten. So you should be able to mention exactly what you ate before the reaction started. And then how much of it you ate, and then how long ago you ate it. So these answers will give the doctor an idea whether it is food allergy or something else. And then there will be further probes. So you can do a skin test where the food item that the doctor is suspecting will be put on your skin, and then the probe, your skin will be probed for it to enter your skin. Then when there's a bump after some minutes, up to 20 minutes, the bump like mosquito bite, we can say that you're allergic to that food. And another part of your body, water or placebo, will be put there, and if nothing happens, then we are sure that the food causes allergic reactions. Or we can do other blood tests to check your levels of antibodies. I mentioned earlier that the food allergic reaction is your immune system reacting to the food like it is a poison. So we do other lab tests to find out your antibody levels. If they are too high after consumption of a certain meal, then we can say it's the food. Then we can also do the oral food challenge, where the food we are suspecting is given to you in small quantities. Mostly in the hospital or under very guided conditions. We are observed while we do that. So we give you the food in little amounts to see how you respond to them. And then based on the responses we get and the reaction, we can be sure that you are allergic to this food. And then
all right, so I want to speak about children. But before then, let's go with the adults. You know, most of the time, the reason I'm saying we try to connect with children is the fact that most of the time we see children having food allergies more than adults. But it's so funny, people go to a certain stage and they start reacting to a particular food they've been taking years back. Maybe they've been taking rice for quite a long time, and maybe they've turned 30 now, and they're now reacting to that food. What might be the cause of it?
Food allergies happen. Sometimes it is in the gene. For some people, your mother is allergic to beans, so it is in your blood as you come.
So meaning you can inherit?
Yes, it can. In some cases, it can be inherited, but most of the time we don't know why food allergies come. Sometimes it can be attributed to the hygiene around the preparation and serving and consumption of the food. But most of the cases we
Please
don't know.
Repeat. I want our viewers to get this noted.
So sometimes,
so meaning as surrounding.
Yes, food allergies can be associated with the hygiene around the food, from preparation to dishing it out to consuming it. Yes, and then most of the time, we don't know how it develops. That is why adults can develop food allergies, even though they may have been consuming a particular food for all their lives.
Yeah.
We can't explain that. But once you identify that now I am reacting to this food, then there are certain things you have to do to protect yourself.
Okay. So with adults, meaning most of the time you can't figure out what really caused it,
Yes.
but you can say that maybe due to the condition in which the food was prepared.
Yes, sometimes the food is not properly cooked. For most vegetables, if it is not cooked well, you react to it. So you may have been eating kontomire all your life, but one time you eat kontomire and then your mouth will swell, your tongue will be itching and all that. Probably because it wasn't cooked well. Yeah, so for most vegetables, if it is not cooked well, you can begin reacting to it.
Okay, so I'm reminding our viewers that your questions are important to us, so you can send them through the number screening on your screen. That is 0559-680066. That's our WhatsApp line, 0559-680066. Please don't call, just send in your questions. Thank you. Okay, so back to the children.
Okay.
With kids, I don't know why children suffer the most. Most of the time, realize that the kids that suffer most when it comes to food allergies. What might be the reason?
Okay, for kids, as the baby grows,
baby.
you know, your systems are now growing and developing, and so most of the time, your system may not have developed up to the level where it can digest certain foods properly. So if they are introduced too early, the kid develops allergies to them. I mentioned some foods that are very common allergens. Kids also have this, mostly egg and fish and then milk. Okay. From birth to 6 months, we all know that we are supposed to do the exclusive breastfeeding. Yes, studies have shown that when babies are introduced to solid foods earlier than that time, they become allergic to those foods, and it makes it easier for them to become allergic to all other foods. So it is important that you feed your child the right foods at their right developmental stages. So from birth till 6 months, this is breast milk, and God is so good that He has made everybody comes with the ability to digest the breast milk without any problem. Yes. So when you introduce something else to the baby at that time, then the problem starts. It makes it easy for the child to become allergic to that food and all other foods.
A mother would say, my child doesn't like breast milk that much, and anytime I'm eating, I just try to put a little in the child's mouth. The child can eat. So with that, what can you do, especially with a baby who doesn't really like breast milk?
The baby doesn't have to drink a cup of breast milk to be satisfied. For even certain ages, from birth to a few weeks, 2 teaspoons is enough at a time. 2 teaspoons, a small spoon, is enough at feeding time. So for mothers who complain that their babies don't eat, well, it is a challenge. We can't doubt them, but babies don't have to eat so much to be satisfied or to get what they need. So that shouldn't make you give your baby solid foods when it is not time.
So at what stage should a baby or a child be fed with solid food, and that child won't end up reacting to those foods?
From 6 months, we start weaning. We introduce complementary feeding, So after 6 months, we do complementary feeding, where you introduce the baby to your family foods, what the child will grow up to be eating. You introduce that gradually. So after 6 months, you start with one food item. If it is cereals you want to do it, you start with one particular cereal. You feed the baby and observe the baby. And then if you want to add milk, baby milk, you do the cereal first and try. The baby takes it, there's no problem. Then you add the baby milk and then you try. So if the second time with the baby milk you gave and then you realize the baby is behaving uncomfortable or looks like there's pain, then you can tell that it is because I added the milk today. And then after that, if you want to do the cereal mix, you add a second cereal. You already tried the first cereal and milk, your baby is cool. You introduce a second cereal, you notice that your baby has diarrhea. Then you can tell that my baby doesn't like this
second food.
Exactly. So things are supposed to be done in order and gradually so that we don't put our systems under too much pressure.
Okay, so that is the best way to know that your child is allergic to the food. So kids, how are kids diagnosed? Since adults, we know how adults are being diagnosed. What of children?
Yes, so we go through the same process. The mother feeds the baby. So the doctor will ask the mother all these questions, and then we'll do the skin probe test, we'll do lab tests, we'll do the oral food challenge, and then we can identify the food. But you know, in most cases for kids, the mother should be able to tell what the baby is reacting to. If you observe your baby well, mother should be able to tell without putting the child through all the stress of doing the lab test and all that.
Let's go for this. We're back. There's more to ask about the kids. I'm cautious about the kids because most mothers find it very difficult. They get frustrated as to what to give to their kids at particular time. All right, so let's go for this break. We'll be right back.
And Southern Ghana Unions of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. The Lord's command to go and make disciples informs our mission as a church. To do this, newer, more effective, sustainable methods are needed to do mission now. And a channel that sends the Adventist message into homes and private spaces on a daily, consistent basis is here, reaching out to many who otherwise will not have had access to the Adventist messages. This is Hope Channel Ghana. On May 25 this year, in all Seventh-day Adventist churches in Ghana, we invite you to give generously, give generous offering, and with that, Hope Channel can survive and contribute massively to the development of church mission. May God richly bless you.
Oh, she's gonna pick me.
No, she's going to pick me.
Ah, but I'm so much sweeter than you.
But I'm more refreshing.
Yeah, but I'm nice and bubbly inside.
And I'm as clear as a crystal.
Exactly, I can see right through you. And who needs that? Oh, wait, come on.
Clear as a crystal.
Welcome back from the break. It looks like the questions are just coming through. Please let me read these questions. I think it's connected. This is coming from Philemon at La Paz, and he said that I always get heartburns whenever I consume beans and gari. Could that be that I'm allergic to beans and gari? Okay, and this is coming from Justice at Ablikuma, and he's asking, my wife needs to go back to work after 3 months. What can we do? Since we have to feed our baby with breast milk. All right, and this is John at Adenta, and he's saying that I take in milk a lot, but all of a sudden I can't take it anymore because anytime I try, my tummy aches. Is it allergy? All right, so there's 3 questions. Okay. Let's start, since we were dealing with kids, let's start with Justice own.
Yes. Where there's a will, there's a way. You are supposed
where
to
there's a will, there's a way.
Your baby with breast milk for the first 6 months of life. That is the best meal for the baby. You will notice that, your wife will notice that, Justice, there are times that the breast milk seems to come more. She seems to get a lot of it. So you express and keep. You can keep the breast milk in the fridge for a number of days. You can even leave it on the shelf for a number of hours. It will not go stale. You can keep it in the freezer where it will become iced for as long as possible. So that during the times that the milk, there's so much of the milk, express and store. Then when you are not around, anybody can feed your baby comfortably. There won't be any problem. The one in the fridge, when it's time to use, you take it out, put it in a bowl of water until it gets to room temperature, then you can feed. The one in the freezer, you bring it to the fridge for some time, it melts, you put it in a bowl of warm water till it gets to room temperature, then you feed your baby. Yeah.
All right, I think Justice have been answered. Okay, so with Philemon's issue of taking beans and gari.
Philemon, you eat beans and gari and red oil and fried plantain. Which one are you allergic to? So you can do a little exercise at home over a number of days. So eliminate, today eat the beans with everything and then record your reaction. So another time, try the beans without one of the components and see whether you still react. Do that with each of the 5 components that make up the beans, and then you would identify exactly which one of them you are reacting to. It is possible that it is the palm oil that you add, or the oil that is used to fry the plantain, or the gari, or something that is added to the beans, you know. So you do that, you eliminate, and then you zero on the exact food you're allergic to, and then you can deal with that one.
So it looks like food allergy is very complicated.
Yes, and you would have to study yourself and take your time to identify exactly what you are reacting to.
Okay, so with John's own with milk.
Yes, you know, we mentioned earlier that adults can develop food allergies at any time. Something you are used to taking can suddenly become a problem to your body. But in the case of milk, we know we have a condition that we term lactose intolerance, where you are unable to digest milk properly, or you are unable to digest lactose, which is the carbohydrate part of milk. You are not able to digest it, so we react. You get problems like bloating, vomiting, flatulence, abdominal pain, and diarrhea, and situations like that. So it could be lactose intolerance. You are not able to digest the lactose in the milk you are consuming.
Okay, all right. So with food allergies, what is the difference between food allergy and then the lactose intolerance?
Okay.
So with lactose intolerance is basically about milk.
Yes, milk and milk products.
Dairy products.
Yes.
To put it that way. So how can somebody be taking milk for quite some time and all of a sudden the system can't digest milk at all? Isn't it can't digest milk at all, or it can?
There are situations where you can't digest it at all, and there are situations where you can digest just a little. So there are 2 types or causes of the lactose intolerance. There's a primary cause where as you grow, you know, I mentioned earlier that from childhood we are all able to digest milk, and so we don't have any problem. It's only rarely that some babies cannot digest milk. But for all of us, as you grow, the enzyme lactase, which helps to break down lactose into the basic form so that your body can use as energy, the production diminishes, it reduces. So as you grow, you don't have enough lactase, so you can't digest lactose. And so the lactose in the milk remains in your digestive system, and then it causes the problem. So that's the primary type of lactose intolerance. As we grow, it happens to all of us. As
Is
we
it
grow,
natural or something causes it?
No, nothing causes it. It just happens. And as you grow, the production reduces. So for some people, it gets to a point where you're not producing at all. But for most of us, you produce just a little. So you can tolerate very small amounts of milk. Okay, then there's a secondary type of lactose intolerance where, because of an infection in your stomach, or your digestive system or some other medical condition, the production of lactase reduces. So in both cases, it is the production of lactase, but for one, we don't know why the production stops or reduces. For the second one, there's a sickness, there's a condition in your digestive system, and then the production reduces, so you can't digest the lactose. Then you get the reaction, the problems that come with not digesting your lactose.
All right, so does it mean that people who have this lactose intolerance should avoid dairy totally?
That is the safest. You avoid it. However, there are things that you can do to help yourself. So there are enzymes, the enzyme lactase, that is what digests the lactose. So the enzyme has been made into tablets and drops that you can buy and add to your meal as you are consuming something with milk. Or you can take the milk in small quantities. There's a problem because there's a reduction in the production of the lactase. Maybe because as we grow, when we stop taking breast milk, our milk intake reduces. So the production comes down. So you start introducing the milk to your body gradually and increasing it gradually. Then the production may pick up. Since we don't know why it stops, then the production may pick up. So you could do that also. Or you could avoid it totally to be safe.
Does it cut across all other foods one might be allergic to?
Yes.
That you can try to take it gradually?
Yes and no. For food allergies, you can never be sure how you react to the food. The first allergic reaction can be mild. That doesn't mean that the second one will be mild. Food allergies can become very severe, where you even go into shock and you faint, you pass out, things like that. And so for food allergies, it is not safe unless you have your epinephrine with you every time, so that as soon as you eat the food and you see that you are reacting, you inject yourself. Otherwise, it's not safe to keep trying food that you have noticed you're allergic to. But for lactose intolerance, you can be introducing the milk into your meal gradually. That is because for the lactose intolerance, it is an enzyme that your body produces, which is causing the problem, the absence of that enzyme. So we are assuming that as you introduce the food into your system gradually, your body will now notice or recognize it and start producing the enzyme for you.
Okay, so that makes the difference between
food allergies and the lactose intolerance.
Okay, so meaning lactose is a dairy way, as in the milk, and food allergy is a general one.
Yes.
Okay, let's read this question from Mamia at Taifa, and she said, I still need this question. I need to ask this question. I don't know what to feed my 1.5-year-old child. I don't know if the lady can help me out. I think I was about asking that question earlier. Some mothers find it very difficult. They are very frustrated when their kids are growing up as to what food they should give them at what particular time in the morning, afternoon, evening, so as not to hurt their tummy.
Okay.
Or for them to be allergic to certain foods.
Okay, so feed your child the family foods, what you eat in the house, what the child will grow up eating. Give him or her that. But don't make it as spicy as yours.
Okay.
That's all.
That's all. Okay, so
make it soft, easy to chew, easy to swallow. Serve it nicely, and that's it. You don't have to give your child anything special. Give him what is eating in the house, what he grew up eating. Just make it soft, present it nicely. Don't make it too spicy, and that's it.
All right. Okay, so I realized that most of these common foods, which people react to in allergy, we seem to get certain nutrients from them.
Yes.
So if I'm allergic to nut, I'm supposed to get maybe fat and oil, which is the natural fat. I don't get it since I'm not taking nut. I'm not taking milk or dairy products. I'm supposed to get calcium. Maybe I might not always take meat to get calcium from there. So what can I do?
Okay.
If I'm allergic to all these food that can give me enough nutrients?
Okay. You see, because of this question, And because God is so wise, all wise and everything, He didn't put the nutrients in one. He didn't put one nutrient in one food, so that if you miss that food, then you are missing that nutrient. Most foods have traces of all the important nutrients. So milk is a very good source of protein and calcium and some vitamins, vitamin A and D, vitamin B12. Yes, but these nutrients are in other foods too. The protein you get from your fish and meat and egg and soya and beans and quinoa, very good sources of protein. The calcium you get from your fish, you will even get calcium from some vegetables. In fact, most vegetables and fruits have traces of calcium, but we have a lot of it in broccoli or okra. So you are not taking milk or dairy products, but you are eating your banku and okra. You are getting your calcium. There's fish in your okra. You are getting your protein. Yeah. So there should be variety in your meals. If you are avoiding dairy products, then you will not miss out on the nutrients that are in milk, because the nutrients that are in milk are very, very important. They are important for your bone health, good bone health. And so if you are avoiding dairy, then let there be variety in your meals, then you are sure you are getting all the other nutrients. Yes, you'll not be missing out.
Okay, so please, I'm Mavis and a breastfeeding mom. I want to know if it's true that my baby can be allergic to what I eat. He always have gas. I think she's asking the fact that she breastfeeds her baby, but then through the breastfeeding, the baby takes the breast milk and then start passing gas.
So she eats something,
maybe,
and then she
she's
notices that today my baby
yes.
is reacting. So check, identify what is causing the problem and avoid it for the sake of your baby.
Okay.
So it happens.
Okay.
It happens. Sometimes a breastfeeding mother will take a certain medication, then the taste of the breast milk will stop, so the baby will stop breastfeeding because she doesn't like the new taste of the breast milk. It happens. So if you notice that, then check the food and avoid it so that you can continue breastfeeding your baby.
Okay. All right. Nat from Asham, and he said, please, what are the effects of being addicted to carbohydrate foods? Can that also cause allergies?
I am not sure I am understanding the question.
I think Nat, please send back the question again. Please make it much
Most
clearer.
of our foods are carbohydrates, and they are good.
Yeah.
We need to consume
to give us energy.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So they should be part of your meals.
Is it that? Does it mean, can we have any carbohydrate food that one can be allergic to? Maybe cassava, yam, rice.
You can be allergic to any food.
Any food.
Yes, your body can choose to react to any food you are eating.
Okay, so if as he's saying, I don't know if maybe he does, he has tried almost all the carbohydrate food and he's allergic to
all of them.
That
is
not
possible.
All right, Nat, please, I would like you to resend your questions again. Please, I'm reminding you, you can send your questions through. Our lady here is a dietitian, and she'll be ready to answer your questions for you. It's 0559 680066, 0559 680066. Okay, so moving on with allergies and lactose intolerance. I'm so concerned about the milk issue because milk, it's something everybody takes most times, every day. So if I'm reacting to milk and I can't take milk anymore, but I can try soya milk, will I get the same nutrient from soya milk as to the normal milk
from cow milk?
From cow milk.
Yes.
You can get that same thing. So we can be sure of the fact that soya milk can replace milk if someone is allergic to dairy milk.
Soya milk is soya bean is it's complete, so you can take soya milk and you're okay.
Okay, so aside soya milk, is there any other milk we can take?
There's rice milk. There's almond milk. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so what are the treatment? What can we do to treat if someone is allergic to certain foods?
Okay, the first and best treatment to food allergies is to avoid the food.
Totally.
Yes. Avoid it. It's safest. Then the next thing to do to manage your situation is to learn to read food labels.
Okay.
So that if you identify that something you're allergic to is in this particular food, then you avoid it. So back to the first one. So read food labels and then avoid it. Then you can see a dietitian. The dietitian will help you to plan your meals such that even though you are avoiding certain foods, you will not be lacking any nutrients. Yes. And then for children, the parents should speak to their class teachers, make them aware that my kid reacts to a lot of things, so don't be giving him things. Yes, let the teacher be aware that your baby reacts to certain foods, then we can protect the children. But for the adults, avoid the food.
Totally. Okay. Good evening. My name is Philemon Ohine-Asari. I'm enjoying your program so much, but I want to ask this question. Okay. Philemon, I think Miss Florence has answered to you that since you haven't had beans with beans and gari, we can't tell whether it's from the beans or it's from the gari, or it can be the oil or the plantain. So the best thing you can do, according to Miss Florence, is that you try it separately. Try the beans, try the plantain, and try the gari, so that you'll be able to notify what you're reacting to, whether it's the beans or any other of the three components which you've added to your beans and gari. Okay, this is Lawrence from Tardy. My body itches me when I'm exposed to heat, especially sunlight.
Okay.
Can that be an allergy?
Oh, there are people who itch when they sweat.
Okay.
That is not food allergy.
Okay. All right. So, Kofi from Tardy, I think that is not food allergy. It's sunlight, probably sweat or any other thing. Or better still, go see a doctor so that he can diagnose and be sure of the fact that it's either allergies or not allergies. Okay, there's this one question, but I would like us to go for a break, and when we're back, we're going to discuss this question. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Da anopa sɛ mede mafidie no to Hope TV a ayɛ a m'ani gye yie paa ɛfiri sɛ saa kwan yɛ kwan sonko a memene da kwanhwɛfoɔ nkra nsɛm a ɛfɛyi ne keka awa biara ni ho no yɛde wura afie mu ne nnwuma mu nanso panin sɛ kwakye adeɛ yɛ fa a yɛde sika na ɛyɛ ɛno nti on the 25th of May bosomi ya yɛwɔ mu yɛ memenda akwanhwɛfoɔ ansɔre ɛwɔ Ghana fana nyinaa ɛbɔ afɔre ɛde akɔboa Hope TV adwumadie no ɛnyɛ hu mfiri mu ɛbrɛ no so a fa wo ho hyɛ mu kakra bia nso a sɛ woyɛ panin akɔdaa kwakora ɛda no duru hɔ a fa wo ho hyɛ mu kakra bia nso a yibi fa bɔ Nyankopɔn adwuma yi na akra bi yira anase wo haw ne amane bi aya sugu se wo haw ni na wo mane ni na
Welcome back. It looks like this topic is so exciting. People are asking most questions. It looks like some are not even comfortable with the answers that have been given to them. But then I think we'll go on. One woman who asked the question of breastfeeding, and you made mention of putting some in bottles in the fridge, freezer, that she's still not comfortable with the answer.
Okay.
Because she's saying that, what if I should go to work and what I left at home gets finished and the baby's crying? What can be done?
Okay, so I get it. Maybe she didn't understand the answer. You are not expressing by day.
Okay.
You are expressing and storing for weeks and months, so there will always be some in the freezer or the fridge.
She just brought up that. Okay, what should I eat in order to get enough breast milk to store?
First of all, you should hydrate. You have a lot of fluids.
Okay.
Okay, but then even apart from what you eat, the interesting thing is that once your baby is suckling, the breast milk will come.
Will come
Yes.
naturally.
Yes. Eat well, eat healthy. So there should be protein, there should be carbohydrates, there should be fat, healthy ones, and then you hydrate well.
Okay.
The breast milk will come.
All right. Please, good evening. My name is Solomon from Obuase. Please, can a blood group determine the kind of food one should eat?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why is it like that?
It.
Does it mean, okay, so your blood group doesn't determine? No. Some dietitians claims that when you have this particular blood group, you have to eat this particular food. If you're not, you have to eat certain food.
Yes, I know. I have heard it a number of times, but there's actually no science or not much science behind the blood group diet. No blood group type is exempted exempted from eating any group of foods. Yes,
Meaning no matter your blood group,
you can eat anything.
You can eat anything.
Yes.
Okay. So we've known how to treat allergies when it comes to food allergy. What about the lactose one?
Yes, so the lactose intolerance, as I mentioned earlier, you can choose to avoid the dairy or you can choose to introduce it into your system gradually. So you begin with very little amount, like what we put in our teas, very small. Then as your body becomes used to that, you stop reacting to that quantity, then you increase it gradually.
Gradually.
Yes.
All right. Okay, Solomon, I think Miss Florence, but anyway, let me read it. He said, I'm B+, and someone advised me that I should avoid foods like maize, watermelon, chicken, tomatoes, and the rest. Please, is that one true?
It is not true. And in Ghana, one of our staples is maize. We eat a lot of maize foods. If you are avoiding maize, what are you going to be eating? It is not true. You don't have to avoid unless you have a medical condition. There are medical conditions that you will be advised to avoid certain things or reduce certain things or increase certain food items. Unless you have a medical condition, you can eat anything.
At all. All right. So please, Solomon, you heard, you can eat anything. B+, B-, A+, whatsoever. Eat anything unless doctor tells you not to. I am someone from Ibuakwa Krom. When I eat kontomire, my throat becomes itchy. Please, I just joined. Is she saying it is safe and healthy to store breast milk in the refrigerator for days? I'm not so sure about this.
It is safe and healthy.
It's safe and healthy.
If you express it hygienically and keep it, close it well, the bottle is clean, you can express and store. Yes.
All right. So with the kontomire, someone is saying if I take kontomire, I have itchy throat.
Yes. You know, earlier we mentioned that for most vegetables, we react to them when they are not cooked well. So that could be the case. Or he is allergic to it, so he either avoids it or
tries to
go around it, cook it well
and try it again.
Yes.
Okay. Right, this is Thomas from Ashaman. Okay, let me read it. Thomas, please, when you send any questions, please be more clearer for us. Thomas is saying that can it be mentally ill, or is it that I react to food because I think I'm going to be allergic to it? Okay,
so that's your...
Yeah, with Thomas' issue as the fact that if I should get it clearer from Thomas' question, you know, some people react to food.
Stomach or respiration, if your body is overreacting to that food, whether you know or you don't know.
All right. Joyce from Dansoman says that, I don't know, but I've realized that anytime I take rice at home, I'm okay. But when I take it at my office place, I feel sick. Not just at my office, some other place as well. Does it mean that our surroundings also partake to our reaction? Okay, yeah, partakes to our reaction.
Exactly. How the food is prepared, what accompanies the food, the kind of stew, the things that are in the stew could be what is causing the problem. Or even the type of rice. You know, we have so many types of rice.
Long grain,
perfume, all that. I know people who react to the perfume rice. They can eat
the local
or non-perfume rice. But if the rice is perfumed, so for this person, you think you are presenting her with high-grade rice. You are making her sick. So things that come with the food could be the cause. It may not even actually be the food itself, but what goes with it. So the one you eat in your office, you don't know how it is prepared. Some people boil rice with oil. It could be the oil that is you are reacting is part of it, or the stew. What things are in the stew, all that. So before you can settle on a food that I am allergic to this food, you have to be really sure. That is why I mentioned that you have to eliminate everything else and still be reacting. Then you can say that this causes a problem.
Okay.
So maybe your friend can try eating the office rice with her stew. So she brings her stew from home and then eats the rice, and then we'll see whether she'll still react
to it. Okay, there's Florence from Kumasi, and she's saying that I've tried majority of the foods. Okay, majority of the foods here in Ghana, but it looks like I react to all of it. I don't know which food to take again. I don't know. So
you are reacting to all the fruits in Ghana.
Looks like mango, pawpaw, everything.
That's interesting. How does she eat the fruit? Does she eat it in a salad form so that there are several fruits and cut fruits in a bowl and she's eating? Or is it in a smoothie form? 2 or 3 fruits have been blended and she's drinking and she's reacting? Or she eats just one fruit today and she reacts. Tomorrow she eats another fruit. You see, if it is in the fruit salad or it is a smoothie, it is possible that she's reacting to only one fruit. But that fruit is always in the mix. So we think the whole mix is causing the problem.
Okay, all right. So which foods, before we end this, which foods can one react to? Like the common foods one can react to?
The nuts, tiger nuts. It is a common fruit that causes
and we've
food
seen
allergic.
like kiwi.
Yes.
Kiwi too.
Kiwi too, but kiwi is not so common. That is why I didn't mention the kiwi. Tiger nuts, a lot of people react to tiger nuts. It's quite common, yeah.
Okay, all right. So before we leave, what are your last words when it comes to food allergies?
Okay, so our immune system's main purpose is to protect us. But there are times that they get it wrong and attack things that are helping us.
Okay.
And so we become sick or we get conditions that are uncomfortable. One of those times is during a food allergic reaction.
Okay.
When you notice something like that, the best thing to do is to identify the particular food and avoid it. Eliminate it from your meals. Then when you do that, find other sources of the nutrients in the food you have eliminated so that you don't miss out on any food nutrients. There should be variety in your meals at all times. And that should do it.
All right. I think the person has actually clarified now. He said I've been advised to avoid eating granuts, mango, okra, sugarcane, pineapple due to POW. Is it okay to obey it?
Read the question again.
Okay, I think the lady Florence who sent those questions was like, she used to take almost every fruit
and she was reacting.
reacting to it, and she's been advised on this kind of food thinking maybe that's what is causing those reactions. Food like granite, mango, okra, sugar cane, pineapple. And she's saying, is it okay?
If she's avoiding all these foods, then she should be eating other things that will give her the nutrients that these foods provide, so that she would not become malnourished. Yes.
Okay.
There are a lot of fruits and foods out there. If you are eliminating one or two, it shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't limit what you eat.
Okay. All right. So, please, my young woman, I think she sent a okay. So, how do I feed the baby with the breast milk that is that has become cold? Miss Florence made mention the fact that you just put it in the warm water so that it will get to room temperature before you feed your baby. Warm it up first in the warm water, not boiling the milk itself. Yeah, you shouldn't boil. Like warm water,
yes,
right?
Just put it in a bowl of
warm water so that it gets to room temperature, but don't boil the milk. That is not advisable. And someone said, I like watermelon a lot, but when I eat it, I get constipation. Instead, helping me to ease myself easily. Please, can that one be allergy? I don't know. This is so funny. But I think it's someone's
interesting.
Problem. Yes, it's
our
interesting.
bodies we are all different.
Yeah.
So if you have noticed that your body doesn't react nicely to watermelon, there are so many other fruits out there. Try them, yes.
All right. I know that if we give us the opportunity to talk, questions will be coming through over and over again. But don't worry, you keep sending your questions. You send it over to Miss Florence, and the response will be sent back to you as well. So you can send it through our WhatsApp line on 0559680066, Instagram and YouTube as well. We answer them at the appropriate time for you. All I want to say is take good care of yourself. If you see any sign of any reaction when it comes to food, please don't sit on it. See the doctor, be diagnosed, and be sure that you are allergic to it. Don't take precautions lightly, because it might be dangerous. Okay, so before I leave, I want to remind our viewers of our upcoming fundraising, which is going on the 25th of May this month. Please, every little amount you have is very important. Help support Hope TV so that we can keep giving you the good stuff you're hearing today. My name is Nana Akusiabuache. I will always say thank you to you, my viewer, for always making time to watch Healthy Living. And to you, Miss Florence, thanks so much for giving us much insights to food allergy.
Thanks
and then to my director, my crew as well, I just want to say thank you for your support all the time. I would say stay healthy and stay blessed. May God be with you.
Furniture provided by Ash Foam. Presenters Fabric by GTP New Style. Makeup and Grooming by Second Image Beauty Academy. Special thanks to Valley Mineral Water. Hope Channel. Changing lives.
Bettina